Hi everybody and welcome to Cooking Uncovered. Today we're going to bake cookies and I have with me my young friends Rachel and Tara and little baby McKenna, who was just born a month ago?
6 weeks ago, yeah.
6 weeks ago. She's big on cookies, as you can tell. But we're going to make some cookies today, so I'd like to bring you along on this little adventure. Today we're actually making window cookies, which is a layered cookie. So should we get going?
Yes.
Get started? Okay, so here's your recipe. So the first thing we do is we cream the butter and we have to we have to sift the icing sugar. So I'll show you how to do that. How about you do that, Rachel?
Okay.
So see, you need your 3/4 cup of icing sugar. So here's the two, where are they? There's the one, so one of those and one of those into here, please. And while Tara's got the baby, I'll start the butter. So it's asking you to cream 1 cup of butter. So 2 of these is 1 cup, so it's actually half a pound. So let's get started with that. And the butter is at room temperature. You always have to have your butter at room temperature when you're creaming for like cookies or doughs or something. So that goes in here. Great. Perfect. So the way you sift is you just keep like doing this until you get to the bottom. And then there's a bunch of lumps, and then once you get the lumps, you either push them through or you forget about it. Okay. So the recipe says you cream the butter and the icing sugar until creamy and smooth, and then we're going to add our vanilla. So how's that working? Is that okay? So you can also do this. You can kind of push it through. Sometimes. Faster. Is that faster? Yeah, go ahead. Or you know, we've washed our hands, so if you have your clean hands, of course, you could do the same thing. So that's great. Because the reason you want to sift your icing sugar, ladies, is because you don't want lumps in your cookies. If you don't sift it, see all these little lumps?
Yeah.
I'm going to show that to the camera too. See, you don't want those in your cookies. So I'm just going to show you the lumps that you do not want in your cookies. So you can also do this with your clean hands. There we go.
That works fast too.
Yeah. Okay, so we're going to put the icing sugar goes into the bowl, into your mixer.
You're going to go for a sec. I do that.
Right, so we're going to slowly turn the beater on, because if you turn it on really fast, there'll be icing sugar all over us and all over the room. Okay, that worked this time.
Okay.
And to that, there's our vanilla. What does it say? How many? 2 teaspoons of vanilla. So here's your teaspoon. And that can go, you can do that. Teaspoon vanilla, 2 teaspoons right into here. And I'm going to...
It smells delicious. Oh, is that the
Go ahead, yeah.
teaspoon, right?
Yeah, 1 teaspoon.
Okay, and one more.
And 1 more.
Oh, that smells so good.
So a little trick, when you're doing vanilla for anything, you should be doing it over another bowl. Because if you did this,
it's too much.
you would ruin your recipe.
Okay.
So when you're measuring your vanilla, just right here and right up to the top, so you see the concave, right?
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so that's great. That's perfect. So that's the vanilla. So it says now that we have to cream this part. So that's the sugar, the butter, and the vanilla. So next part, it says you add your dry ingredients and mix the dough until it forms like chunks on the side of the bowl. So we need 2 cups of flour, and here's your flour.
Okay.
So you can put those into a bowl.
Okay.
And your 1 cup is back there. Is it there?
Yeah, I think it's in the flour.
There it is. There it is. So, oh yes, this is a half cup. Okay. So, now, when you're doing your flour, let me just give you a hint on how you do it. You dip your whole thing in, if it's 1 cup. Don't shake it, don't tap it, but level it off.
Okay.
Okay, so that's 1 cup.
Okay, and you put it in here?
And into that bowl. Yeah. That's great. And the other dry ingredients we need is what, Rachel? 1/2 teaspoon of salt. So do you want that? This is your salt bowl here. That's that salt bowl. And that can go, yep, pull it up. That's right. Now just level it off. It is. It's 1/2 teaspoon. So this is really beating a lot because you want it light and fluffy. So that's your 2 cups?
Yeah.
Perfect. So that can go back in here. Push that out of the way. That's great. And 1/2 teaspoon. Yeah. Is that? What is that? Which one is that? That's
Oh, quarter.
two. Yeah, that's right. Oh, right. Yeah.
It says almond there too, not like an almond there too.
I don't think so, because all I've got, honestly, I've only got an artificial almond extract,
Okay.
and I don't like it. I would rather use the pure almond extract, so let's
Okay.
just stick with the vanilla.
Okay.
But I was checking my liquor cabinet,
Yeah.
because if this was an adult cookie, you could also add like a half a teaspoon of Grand Marnier.
Oh,
Because if
okay.
you add any type of flavoring to this, like almond extract, or
Yeah.
vanilla, or lemon, or, like it
Yeah.
works really well. So
Okay.
you could do that quite easily. But so let's just stick with the 2 teaspoons of
Okay.
vanilla.
Okay.
Okay, so now you're going to add your dry to your wet. So take your measuring cup and go ahead and just into the bowl.
You want
Go
to
right
measure?
ahead. Yep. And I'm going to get the parchment line sheets ready to go over here.
How's McKenna doing, Carl? Looks good. Okay,
Perfect.
into large clumps, it says. Mix
Right.
until the dough forms into large clumps.
Into large clumps. So it's not going to form into a ball
Okay.
in the
We're
in
mixing
the
it.
mixer.
Still
Just
mixing
pour
it.
that in there. Yeah, just give it a fork. There you go. Perfect. Great. Okay, so now let's just pull the. Now again, cautious at this point
Yeah.
because you don't want to turn on high because then you
Yeah.
will be wearing the flour
Yeah.
and the flour will be everywhere. So we're going to just a slight turn. And I'll notice, please, that we are having our little bit of wine for the afternoon. Where'd mine go? There it is. We do like to bake and cook with our little bit of wine.
Yeah.
All right, so with the stand mixer, on it goes, and it takes a while, but it eventually does come together. Because look at it now. Can you see this? It's kind of lumpy, and then all of a sudden you'll hear the beater will make a different noise, like
And if
it's
people didn't,
heavy.
okay. If people didn't have a
Like
kitchen at
that?
home, can they just do it with
They
their
can do
hands?
it by hand.
They can do it by
Yes,
hands.
you
Okay.
can do the whole thing by hand. It just
Okay.
takes longer.
Okay.
But it does work. It works
Okay,
really
so
well.
you can have one of
Or
those,
even
you're
a
fine.
stand, even like a hand mixer
Yeah.
with just the little beaters in the hand thing. You could do exactly that. I
Okay.
mean, a stand mixer is so much easier.
Okay.
Good Christmas present,
Yeah.
ladies, for one of you. Okay, so can you see here? This is the dough is now starting to come together in the bowl, and it forms kind of clumps on the side, and it makes the different noise. See that noise?
Yeah,
Now
I
you know
know
it's
it's
because
ready.
now it's doing that thunk 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 on the
That
side
means
of the
it's
bowl,
done.
and that makes it done.
Okay.
So I just want to show the comb what this looks like. So this is what it comes out like. You see?
Yeah.
Like that.
It's
And
like mashed
kind of
potatoes.
moist. Yeah, it kind of does. Yeah, you're right. So that's what it kind of comes out like. And the trick now is we have to refrigerate this dough. So we're going to take this dough out and put it into parchment. So you can go right in here. So all of this dough comes out onto here. And I just want to show you this because you have to form it into a disc so that it gets cold fast. If you put it in a big ball, it won't get cold fast. So what we do is we put the whole thing. Don't worry if there's some dry parts. It doesn't really matter.
So that's what it's going to
So-
look like later.
That's exactly what it's going to look like. So I did a recipe earlier on, and it was sitting in the fridge ready for us to roll it out, and I'll show you. So with a piece of parchment paper, just kind of form it into a flat disc so there's larger surface area. Fold it over. Where'd that plate go? There's that plate, Tara.
Yeah. So this kind of looks like roti or something. There you go.
I keep calling Tara, because I have a niece in Vancouver who is
That's
Tara.
okay. Happens all the time.
And then I call her Tara, and she's looking at me like I've just grown horns, you know. It's anyway. So this disc of dough goes in the fridge for about an hour. So
Okay.
now, ladies, we are ready to roll out. So let's move your wine glasses. Let's move this back, and we're gonna move the mixer back because we need the counter space now. But we do need this for later on
Okay. We need this
because
one.
we have to dust. Sure, we can move that over too. And we're just gonna wash our hands. Again.
Do you need me to get McKenna, Carl? Is it okay?
So, okay, we are at the point now where we're gonna roll it in. Are you doing okay?
Yeah.
Good. And the baby's okay over there?
Yeah.
All right, so now we have this cookie dough that is really, 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 really hard. And we need some flour on our board. So I will just get a lot.
Oh, look at the two dishes. Are those all
Huh?
your dishes?
Those? Those are, no, I've had this for quite a while. So some flour. So,
Okay.
and the reason you put flour into a bowl and not
Yeah.
reach into the, because if you contaminate your hands with
Yeah.
cookie dough and then you reach into your flour, the flour can go bad.
Oh,
Right,
really?
so you
I
always
didn't know
just
that.
have a little bowl of flour on your baking, and once you finish with this flour, you don't ever put it back. It just goes in the garbage
Garbage.
because
Okay.
you're going to be touching butter
Yeah.
and
So it could go bad, like moldy or something.
it could go moldy. Yeah.
Okay,
So
good.
lightly floured surface,
Okay.
and we're just going to try to not make a mess because I'm going to get it all over my sleeves. I know. And where's the rolling pin? So where'd it go?
Let's see.
Oh, here it is. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, so with the rolling pin, lightly floured on top, and you're just going to start to roll it out. And it is quite hard. This one will be easier. And I'll just show you the first. So we're rolling. So these are called window cookies. And what we're going to do is we're going to do a base and then a top part. See, it's so cold, it's breaking apart, but that's okay.
This is the first time I ever made cookies.
Really?
You remember
Ever?
with Keely?
I made cookies with Keely.
Remember we went to the school to make cookies?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the very first time when I first had my other baby, we made cookies at your school.
Yeah.
Remember? That was the first time I made cookies.
Oh, yeah.
But this is the second time I made cookies. That's right. I do one each time I have a baby. I make cookies with you.
Well, that's kind
And
of
then I
cool.
do it again.
Okay, so the dough, I'm just going to open
Okay,
this
how could I
window
forget
a bit
that?
here. The dough has to be really, 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 really thin.
Okay. Is that
Really
enough?
thin, like a quarter, yeah.
Oops.
That's okay. Really thin. See
So
how
it's
thin
still
it is?
thinner than
And
this?
that's what you want. Yeah, that's great.
That's good.
That's perfect. So what we're going to do is, with our cookie cutter that we decided upon. Now the trick on this is you could do hearts, bells, stars, gingerbread, triangle, it doesn't matter. It just so happens that I only have this circle and this small circle to match because you have to have these two.
Okay.
So this is, we're going to show you just to start with. So you push right down and twist it, and then if it comes up in your hand, that's a good thing, and you put it on the cookie
neat.
sheet, right?
Okay.
Now what we're going to do, because of the time frame, and we'll finish all this after, we're going to we're going to bake one of these, and then we'll carry on, and then we can show them the final product.
Okay.
So we've got 2 cookies.
Yeah.
Now, if we assume that this one is the bottom and that
Yeah.
one's the top, we're going to cut a hole in the top.
Oh, okay.
Now, don't throw this dough
So you
away.
could make these as little cookies.
Yes, and what these are great. These little tiny cookies are great for like little jam sandwiches.
Ooh.
So we're gonna put the oven on now.
And so why would you cook out of it? Is there a reason why you cut it out of there? So just cut the little one there? Is that because we have to fill that with jam?
Yeah.
Right?
No, we're filling this one with jam. So let me just show the people
And
at
that'll
home.
go on top.
See these, this is your base, that's your bottom one, that's going to be your top. We're going to put once they're baked and cooled, we'll put the jam on this one, and we're going to dust this one and put that on top.
Okay.
And those are window cookies. So, let's
So you
put
need
this
all
over
3 parts for
here.
one cookie. Right?
Well, not
Yeah.
the little one.
Not the
No,
little
you
one.
don't, this is just a bonus. You
Yeah.
don't want to throw it away. We're going to
Okay.
actually bake these.
Yeah, why as well.
And you can either use them as garnishes on some dessert,
Yeah.
or just like little sandwiches.
Yeah.
You can put jam and put 2 together.
A little could.
The little jam tart on them.
Yeah. Yeah. A little cookie for
Exactly.
kids.
So this can go over here, and we can start rolling out. How's that? So once these cookies have baked, and we're going to continue to roll up a bunch of circles and put them on the baking sheet. Then once these have baked, then we'll fill them with jam, and that's going to be these go into the oven for approximately 10 minutes,
Oh, that's
8
quick.
to 10 minutes. They're very quick, and these cookies they're kind of a butter cookie. You don't want them brown. You want the outside edges slightly brown,
Yeah.
and you pull them out because they get brown really fast. So we have to watch that. So I think what we'll do is we'll carry on rolling, and then we'll come back and do part 2 of the video when we have some cookies baked, and we'll show everybody how to assemble a window cookie. How would that be?
Okay. Yeah, that's
Is that
great.
good?
Yeah.
Okay, great. So thanks for watching, and we're coming back in about 20 minutes with part 2 of window cookies. So thanks.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Miriam.
Rachel.
Thank you.
And we'll be back at you. just stay tuned. Thanks. Bye.
Bye.